The U.S. Defense Chief has stepped down. U.S. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel has been on the job for less than 2 years. This morning, U.S. President Barack Obama thanked him for his service while accepting his resignation. CCTV White House correspondent Jessica Stone was there and has more on the decision.
Colleagues and supporters of U.S. Defense Chief Chuck Hagel have said that he became increasingly frustrated with how national security decisions were being made here at the White House, particularly when it comes to Iraq and Syria. Now, for its part, the White House says that Hagel came to the president about a month ago to discuss his future and possibly moving on, and that the two came to the decision together. Nonetheless, there has been obvious points of friction between the Pentagon and the White House when it comes to prosecuting the war on ISIL in Iraq and Syria, as well as what to do about the policy on Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. In fact, there was that infamous memo that was leaked from Hagel to National Security Advisor Susan Rice, something the White House denies had anything to do with his resignation, but it was reportedly quite critical of the White House policy in Syria. Now, one place where Chuck Hagel has been particularly successful are the mill-to-mill cooperation efforts he's made with China, visiting Xi Jinping, the president of China, in April, as well as touring an aircraft carrier there, and even making a speech to the National Defense University. He took special care in both China, as he did in the United States, to meet with enlisted people, but he never reserved any of his criticism or blunt words, even in China, making some controversial statements at the Shangri-La dialogue about maritime issues and transparency between the two militaries. It's something the U.S. president actually said he appreciated about Chuck Hagel, even when it comes to the war on ISIL.
Today, our men and women in uniform are taking the fight against ISIL in Iraq and Syria, and Chuck helped build the international coalition to ensure that the world is meeting this threat together. Today, our forces are helping support the civilian effort against Ebola in West Africa. A reminder, as Chuck likes to say, that America's military is the greatest force for good in the world.
And Secretary Hagel has pledged to stay on in his role as defense chief until a replacement can be found. That person does have to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate, and that could take several months before we have a new U.S. defense chief. Jessica Stone, CCTV at the White House.